Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you for being here and I hope that you are all doing well. Today's episode is a great one with Valentine's Day right around the corner. I wanted to make sure all of you are prepared, whether you need a great gift-giving idea, maybe you just want a fragrance to wear for yourself for that occasion, a first date, you've been married a long time and you're going out to dinner on that day, whatever the case is, I've got you covered and then some. I will discuss furthermore right when we return, so stay tuned. Thanks for staying tuned. I appreciate that. There are a few things that I do want to clarify for you as the viewer so that this video makes a lot more sense to you. Obviously, I have geared this towards Valentine's Day. However, stay tuned and still watch the video if you happen to catch this in the future. These are still great fall, winter type fragrances that are a great piece to add to your collection, to add to your arsenal. Or if you're still looking for a great gifting idea, these are going to work fantastic for you. These fragrances are all unisex. I wanted to make sure that I included unisex fragrances because, well, first of all, there's more women that watch this channel now than ever before. So I definitely wanted to include great options for women as well. Obviously, there are men that watch, and unisex fragrances just happen to be my favorite. Now, this isn't a ranked list. We have both niche and designer mixed in. I did categorize this. The way that I categorize this list, the first 5 that I'm going to be talking about are going to be fragrances that sit closer to the skin. The last 5 or top 5 that you are going to hear, I probably shouldn't have said top 5 because I just said it's not ranked. Anyway, you guys get it. You know what I'm talking about. The last 5 that you'll be hearing about are fragrances with a little bit more projection to them. Okay, now one thing I did want to stay away from were beast mode fragrances. The reason being, you never want to, especially like if it's your first date or you're going into somebody's house, you definitely don't want to walk in and start choking people out. Even if you're going to a restaurant, you don't want to do that, you know? So that's why I've included fragrances that are a little bit sit closer to the skin, and then we have more moderate type of fragrances. Now that we have all that out of the way and clear, let's get into this list. So the first fragrance that we're going to be talking about comes from the house of Montale. Now, if you frequent the channel, you're probably thinking either Ristretto Cafe or Intense Cafe. No, we're talking about Chocolate Greedy. Now, what I love about this fragrance is what it reminds me of. But you have cacao in here. Cacao creates like this dusting over the chocolate that's used here. You know, like that cocoa dusting, you know, cocoa powder. And you have orange in here. I believe it's bitter orange that you have in here. And the fragrance reminds me of Symphonium. So if you're like me and you can't justify the price tag of Symphonium, this is a great alternative option. And it smells great too. Now, Montale is known for their beastly performing fragrances. This one here sits a little bit closer to the skin. There's some projection there, but not a whole lot to where you're going to be choking anybody out or anything like that. That's why it's on the back half of this list. This does sit more close to the skin, but this is a great fragrance, and you could find it at discounters at a very affordable price. So like I said, if you're looking for Symphonium on a budget, but you still want something of niche quality, Montale Chocolate Greedy, I highly, highly suggest and recommend this fragrance. Check it out. The next fragrance that we're going to be talking about comes from the house of Tom Ford, and this is the original Black Orchid. Another curveball. You probably thought I was going to show Noir Extreme. Now, Noir Extreme by Tom Ford is a great fragrance. It really is. You have that coffret accord in there, which they utilize pistachio. You have creaminess, spicy. I love that fragrance, but I love this one a lot as well. And I wore it last week, and I was just reminded of how much I just love this fragrance. I love the dark floral tones in here. So if florals do scare you as a man, don't worry. You have dark florals in here. As I was saying, you have this earthy truffle note in here. You also have patchouli. You have chocolate in here. It's a great, delicious, dark floral experience, and one that I think if you love the house of Tom Ford and you don't own this, you need to get your act together and grab yourself a bottle of this. Great gift idea. Can be worn, like I said, unisex list here, so this can be worn by both men and women. I wear it, so don't even tell me that you're too manly to wear this stuff, because real men wear pink and they also wear Black Orchid. The next fragrance comes from the house of Kilian. This one, of course, is Black Phantom. No secrets with this one. This is a great, great fragrance. Yes, this is going to sit very close to the skin, ultra nutty. I believe it's hazelnut that they utilize here. Chocolate again. There's like a chocolate theme kind of going on here, but you have chocolate here again. It's got caramel. This stuff is like the ultimate gourmand experience. I love this fragrance so much. It does sit closer to the skin. However, you get great longevity on this one. I get anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. I talk about this often, and it's one thing that I do experience with this fragrance as well, to where I get in the shower the next morning, and as soon as that steam hits my body, I'm still smelling this fragrance. So it's not a projection monster, like I was saying, but it has great longevity. So perfect for those close encounters. That's why it's, on the first 5 or the bottom 5 of this list of what I'm talking about. Check out Black Phantom. Definitely worth, if you love gourmands, this is a must try in my opinion. You definitely need to experience this fragrance for yourself, just for the beauty aspect about it. It's a very sexy gourmand fragrance. Check it out from Kilian, Black Phantom. The next fragrance that we're going to be talking about comes from a brand that I just recently discovered. This one comes from Theodore Escalantino. This one is called Coffee Addict. Where are my coffee lovers? This fragrance is just freaking amazing. Why did I just spray 6 sprays out here? I don't know, but you have loads of coffee in here. You have to love coffee to appreciate this fragrance here, because you have lots of it. You have caramel in here. You have vanilla. And you know what this fragrance smells like and reminds me of? Yes, you have your coffee here, but it reminds me of creme brulee. Now, I'm not talking about your frou-frou Starbucks drink, which they're actually great as well. Let's just be honest. But I'm talking about the actual edible creme brulee. This stuff is just freaking fantastic. At the recording of this video, because I love doing research right before I record, there is a Valentine's Day special going on for Theodore Escalantino on his entire website. Guys, if there is anything that you want to take away from this video, take away that this coffee fragrance is a must-have in your collection. Great for gifting. It's both men and women can wear this. It's a great coffee fragrance, and it's a little bit on the sweet side. Thank God I remembered that, but definitely check it out. And if this is one that you're wanting to add, there's that great sale going on right now, so make sure you check out Theodore Escalantino's Coffee Addict. The next fragrance, and this is actually going to conclude the bottom half of fragrances that sit closer to the skin. This one comes from Dolce Gabbana, and this is the one Eau de Parfum. So this one is great. It's warm, spicy. You have a little bit of booze in here, some tobacco, some sweetness, and this is perfect for, close encounter, romantic type settings that we've been discussing and talking about with the last 4 fragrances that I showed you. This is a great, affordable option for you. Some say that this would lean a bit masculine, but I happen to know women in the community that do love and wear this fragrance. So does it lean a little bit masculine? I mean, sure. I mean, after all, they did kind of market this one toward men, but I think it's definitely unisex. Both men and women can wear it, like I said, and it's just a nice, sweet, kind of intoxicating aroma, I love this one. If you love it too, let me know in that comment section. But this is Dolce Gabbana, the one Eau de Parfum. Check it out. You know what? I was just checking something out here. I was just looking at the other 5 that I had prepared. That these ones are going to be a little bit more of a moderate projection, moderate sillage, and long-lasting as well. These are all niche options right here. But the first one that we're going to be talking about comes from Mancera, and this one is Cedrat Boise, or Cedrat Boise, whatever you prefer to call it. Now, why did I choose this one? Because we have like kind of a gourmand theme going on. Why did I choose this one? Well, this one is fruity. So you have fruity tart sweetness coming from pineapple, perhaps some apple, maybe there's mandarin orange in here, but it's kind of, you get the idea where I'm going here. It's that fruity tart-like sweetness here. You also have a woodiness, I believe comes from cedar, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about everything but the pineapple. But you have a woodiness here, and you have a leather. So you have this leather note in here that comes along in the dry down of this fragrance, but this is a great one. It's very, very mass appealing. That's why I chose it. So if you are looking for a safe fragrance to gift somebody or to wear, especially if it's your first date, you don't want to go too daring and scare them. Although, you could wear something a little bit daring and show them your naughty side right out of Jump Street. But anyway, Cedrat Boise is just, like I said, mass appealing. I mean, I don't know anybody that really dislikes the way that this smells in the air when you're walking around them. This oftentimes gets compared to Aventus by Creed. I get zero Aventus vibes out of this. I think sometimes people are just drunk, and when they talk about Aventus, but or just because it contains pineapple, who knows? But anyway, in any case, this is still a great option that I recommend to you. Check out Cedrat Boise if you haven't. This one is by the brand Mancera. Unfortunately, this fragrance I'm not going to spray in the air because I'm running low. Maybe I'm not running that low as I thought. We'll spray it. This is Herod by Parfums de Marly. So this one here, it's one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. It's one of my favorites in my collection. This stuff is so great. You have dried fruits in here. You have incense, maybe some myrrh or frankincense type of thing going on, because I definitely get like Catholic church vibes. I mean, I did grow up Roman Catholic. There's definitely tobacco in here. You have vanilla in here. It's a great smoky tobacco, sort of gourmand feeling type of fragrance. It's so good, and one that you definitely have to experience for yourself. Now, when it comes to Herod, I noticed there's a lot of talks about this being more of like people being underwhelmed by the performance and things like that. Now, what I will say from my experience is I go anosmic to this fairly quickly, where I'm so used to smelling this and fragrances of this style that I go anosmic within the first 2 or 3 hours. Now, this is nowhere near a 2 to 3 hour type of performing fragrance. However, I think a lot of people are going nose blind to it. With that out of the way, this is still a great gift idea, still a great fragrance to wear on Valentine's Day or on a date. Check it out from Parfums de Marly. This one is Herod. The next fragrance up, we have Angel Share from the brand Kilian. This is a great boozy gourmand fragrance. You have cognac in here. You have oak barrel. Oh, you have a lot of cinnamon in here. You have cinnamon and Herod as well. This is another one. A great projector. It's going to have great performance. It's going to stick around and hang around on your skin, on your clothing a very long time. But it never enters that beast mode territory. At least on my skin, it does not. This stuff is just fantastic. It also has this nice sweetness too in the base. You have tonka, you have praline. Look at me trying to remember. You have tonka, you have praline in here. Kind of gives like this sugary sweetness, and you also have vanilla. This stuff is so great, and I absolutely love it. It's like the quintessential date night fragrance for the fall and winter time. It's great stuff. Check it out. Again, Angel Share from the house of Kilian. So I already asked where my coffee lovers are at. Now I need to know where are my vanilla lovers at. I'm talking about Silky Woods. Silky Woods is a fantastic unisex fragrance. In here you have nice warm spices. It's so inviting. This is another one that projects very well for, the first hour and a half, 2 hours. It has great staying power. This is something that's going to last you all day. Again, never enters that beast mode territory like the other three that I mentioned. All perform exactly the same. Or, you know what, I shouldn't say exactly. I should say about the same. But this one here, like I said, nice warm spices. You also have this oud here. Now, the oud that they're using here comes across more as like a smoked wood type of feel versus an oud smell. So you don't have to worry about this being challenging or off-putting. It's not that at all. You also have like this incense quality about it. You have tobacco in here and lots of vanilla. So this is like a cousin to Parfums de Marly Herod that I just mentioned a couple fragrances ago. Yeah, a couple fragrances ago, exactly. But anyway, this one is like a cousin to that, except you have more of that vanilla in here. And it's a nice, creamy, decadent, silky, hence Silky Wood, silky type of vanilla. It's a great fragrance. I highly recommend and obviously suggest you check this one out. And it was one of my favorite pickups of 2021. So great, great fragrance. Silky Woods by Goldfield and Banks. Check it out. The last fragrance that we're going to be talking about is actually, keep a secret between you and I. This is going to be my scent of the night for Valentine's Day. This comes from the house of Zaharoff. This one is called Rosé. Rosé is just great. I couldn't do a Valentine's Day list, honestly, without including a great rose fragrance. This one is just fantastic. You have 3 types of rose here. You have Turkish rose, you have Bulgarian rose, and you have Rose Otto. Now, where this one shines for me is the base. You have this incense rose quality about it. There's also some smoky touches coming from that frankincense, myrrh, and oud. You also have things to balance it. I think there's a sugarcane note in here, and praline or something like that. But there is a touch of sweetness that comes in. It's amber. That's what it is. There is a touch of sweetness, but it's not overly sweet. If you guys are fans of the brand, you kind of know about the brand. You know the way that Claude Dior blends his fragrance. You know he's very meticulous with his work, and he makes sure that you don't have all these notes trying to jock for position or battle it out. What you get is what you get, and that's it. It's a beautiful rose incense, you know, a rose oud type of combination with a little bit of sweetness there. And like I said, it's not cloying, it's not overly sweet, perfectly blended and balanced, and I absolutely love wearing this fragrance. And there is, you know, a calming and soothing effect too about this, and not to mention, it's a great colored juice too. I love that they were able to match the juice with the rosé theme. So great one as well. Definitely unisex. Check this one out if you haven't already. This is Rosé by Zaharoff. All right, so that's my list of 10 fragrances that I recommend for date night, for Valentine's Day that is coming up and everything like that. I would love it if you guys could share with me some of your favorite fragrances to wear, whether it be date night situations or if you have it, you know, far enough in advance planned out what you're going to be wearing for Valentine's Day. Please go ahead, let me know below. I would love to hear it. I'm sure other people would love to read. Actually, I can't hear what you write. I can only read what you write to me. So please go ahead and list those options as well. If you enjoyed today's content, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. Enable that notification bell to all so you never miss content that I upload here to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. You guys love each other, respect everyone, and take care of each other. I'll see you very soon. Until next time, take care of yourself. Love you guys. Peace.